We bought this 2013 Honda Odyssey and had a host of problems that the seller did not disclose to us, one of which was door seals that were completely cracked and just falling apart. I've read several things online that have mentioned various reasons why this might happen, but as you can see, the rubber is just shot. He may have used some kind of solvent to try to spruce up the car in typical California style, or it could have been something else. But you can see here the rubber is just gone. So apparently this whole thing has to be replaced, including the chrome, and they just pop out. And they go for about $60 to $80 a piece. So if you want to replace all four, you're looking at around $200 to $250 to get this replaced and do it yourself. So I'm going to show you today how to take the old ones off, clean it up, and put the new ones on. This is for the sliding door and for the front door. This is the driver's side. The passenger side is the complete reverse, and I'm going to show you how to do the passenger. But if you need drivers, just flip that. So the hard one is really going to be getting it around this mirror here. So what I'm really trying to start with is this back side here, because the back side has a really long clip. So this clip basically goes down about that far, and you want to pull it up. So a lot of people say just bend this thing out and break it. Sometimes it does bend, but the best thing I found is to actually lift it straight up. So if you care about the paint of your car, you might want to put something underneath, but one of the many problems with this car was the paint, so it's not a big deal. So I'm going to get a screwdriver down. You can kind of see where the clip is. There's a little gap right there. So you want to wiggle that out. Just kind of, you can be a little bit rough with it as long as you don't hit this plastic part, because the plastic part will scratch. Okay, I've moved it out just a bit. Now I'm going to try to get the screwdriver underneath in the same spot. Just lift it straight up. I'm getting a little more play. Here it is. There it is. All right, so I got the initial clip out. This clip is obviously deteriorating like the rest of the plastic on these Odysseys. And then you just lift up the whole way. All these plastic clips and stuff, you can see the initial rubber is just falling to bits. So we're gonna get rid of that, get rid of all this, just pull it right up. And as you can see down the line here, it's got that little bit of rubber gasket there. That seems not to deteriorate. A little bit different kind of rubber, I guess. You can just want to pull it right along there, and then just eke that last little clip right out. And that's it. All right, so we've got it removed. This is the removed piece. It's bent, broken, and it's trash. So now we want to clean it up. We really want to make sure we get this as clean as possible. Not for aesthetics so much as we do want the new rubber to form a good seal. Especially if you live in a rainy climate. We're in California. It rains a few times a year here. But if you live in a place like Seattle, you will want to make sure that this is clean and ready for a good seal. All right, that one is clean. I'm going to show you next how to put this one on, and then we'll move on to the front door. Okay, now we have the new piece right here. Really nice, and it better be for the 65, 70 something that you pay for it without shipping. So it's expensive. They know it's needed, so they charge a lot for it. But basically it just goes right in. This black clip right here, this black clip it slides right into that one. These white clips fit around this this groove here, and they go right here, all the way up to this end, where you can see this black clip, and it fits in the last notch here on the sliding door. I got these from Texas. One of them came from Michigan. Had to get them a bunch of different places because, as you can imagine, they are out of stock in a lot of places too, hence the price. All right, so I have it lined up. You don't want to push it in until you make sure everything's lined up. This is lined up. All the white clips are on the other side of the metal. And this one is here. So we're going to go ahead and push it in here in just a minute. All right, how to take care of my kids. And let's go ahead and push this down now that we have everything lined up correctly. So everything is lined up, because you can't take it out once you put it in without bending it. You don't want to bend something you just paid $60 for. All right, push it down. And it just slides right in. Just go right along. And that's it. So that's done. That is it for the sliding door. Nothing else is needed. Let's move on to the really fun one, which is the front door. All right, so this is the fun one. One of the difficult things is getting it under this mirror right here. So I'm pointing right here with the new piece. Getting it underneath the mirror here is just incredibly challenging. Some people say take the mirror off. Well, the problem with taking the mirror off is unless you have a special tool, you can't get one of the bolts without taking the entire inside door panel off. I'm not really willing to do that, at least not yet. I didn't have to do that with the driver's side. So let's go ahead and try that here. One of the things we want to really notice here, this goes like this, this goes here, this goes underneath the mirror. So this part that goes underneath the mirror, if you notice something, it has no clips at all. And it has this cutout here, but it has this groove. Now this groove has to fit in the area past the mirror. So that's what makes it really, really tricky, especially when you don't have the mirror taken off. If you have the mirror taken off, you just slide it on, you'd be done. But because I can't get the mirror off without a specialized tool, I'm not able to do that. So we're going to go ahead and try it another way, and hopefully not bend it right about here. All right, let's go ahead and get started here. Same deal as with the sliding door. We wanted to start to pry and nudge it, peeling back some of this stuff here, just to get some kind of prying back there, so we can see where this big old clip is, which it's right there. I'm actually going to go ahead and bend it right here. You can see it bending. It's bent. I just pull it right up. Use this just a bit. There it is. That really helps. That part of it's easy. Unfortunately, some of the clips will break and they will fall into the door. And that is the nature of the beast. Again, if you're worried about paint, you really want to make sure that you cover this up first, because there is some strong, sharp pressure that's applied to the door. All right, piece is off. This is all done. We're going to go ahead and clean this up now, and we're going to go ahead and get the new one put on. Clean this off real quick. Just get it as clean as you can. Again, if you're just skipping ahead to this part, you want to make sure you clean it well. You don't want rubber residue, tons of dust, things like that, because that'll form a bad seal with your new rubber. And if you form a bad seal with a new rubber, it'll start to leak. And if you live in a rainy climate like Seattle, you want to make sure that you don't have any leaks. Now, I'm in California, not the end of the world. It never rains here, but it's good. Still to be a good steward of what we've got, right? All right, now the crazy part. Now that we're all cleaned up, ready for application, the way that I've found is to get this thing like this and just put it in. That makes sense. So let's go ahead and see make or break moment. Line it up with each groove. There we go. Okay, it's all lined up. It's obviously not on correctly. What I want to do is I want to line it up like this. Let me try to explain. All but the last groove are in their respective grooves. So the last little bit, this bit right here, I'm going to wait and not put in the groove just yet. It's going to slide on top of this. I'm going to reposition that later. That I find is the only way to get this thing on without removing the mirror. Okay, be gentle with it too, because you don't want to bend this, because the new chrome will bend. I'm going to go ahead and just force it just a little bit. And you don't want to force it too much. You really don't. Now that it's in place, you're going to want to make sure that the center part of the last bracket, the little hinged part there, is right in the middle of this groove. And then you want to push it down. Now, you don't want to push this one down until you don't see the black plastic anymore, because otherwise you're past the point of no return. So at this point, you're now going to open the door and try to position this so that it's the groove on this part is on the other side of the metal. So let's go ahead and do that. As you can see here, this is the trim, and it is correctly aligned because everything else is just right. You can see this is the door handle side, and this is the mirror side. Let's get that focused. All right, so what I want to do is I want to take this piece and I want to lift it up and over the groove and just slide it down. It is really hard to do that, but once you get it all the way, you can see this bit of rubber here and this bit of plastic. You want to slide it up and over. Now it's just kind of hanging out there until we press the rest of it down. So let's do that now. You can see we haven't quite pressed it all down just yet, especially not right here. And you can see that this is slightly turned out. That should fix itself. So we're gonna press it down. And everything just locks into place as you clip it down all the way out. And then you want to just give it a really good push. Really good. And then all of a sudden, it just clips right down. And you're good to go. And that is it. It's resting underneath the mirror and all along. And that's about the size of it. So you're good. If you need any kind of soft pry tool to push in little bits of rubber, things like that, that just pushes right under there, no problem. But all the clips are in, and your minivan is now ready for rain. Hope that helps. If you have any questions, let me know.